comments, then we'll take your questions, and a reminder, no live streaming, please.
Open with the atmosphere, I thought was awesome. It's what the atmosphere is supposed to be in the SEC in college football. We had the student section full, crowd made an impact on the game, had them jump off sides early, and I can't thank our fan base enough for coming out and supporting these guys. Obviously got off to a fast start, which I think is important in those kind of games. Every game's different. This game was kind of different, you know. Thought the kids played real hard. You know, we're going to have to do it again next week. We got another good opponent, and that's just the way the SEC is. But we'll open it up for questions there.
Kirby, at the first pass, I felt like a sweet flicker back, and I say something breaking down the scout report. It might catch them deep early, but it seemed like it set a tone for the whole night.
Yeah, it helped. I mean, it's a momentum play. It doesn't win everything for you, but it certainly slows them down, makes it a little less aggressive on the run. I talked to Jim about it early in the week on Wednesday, and I thought it was there, and it worked. So it looks like a good call when it works. The second 10, it doesn't.
Your impressions tonight of Jake Fromm?
I observed judgments. I watched the tape. I certainly think I didn't realize he started 9 for 9 amongst all the action, you know, with all the stuff going on. I think that's pretty impressive anytime you do that. He's very accurate as a passer. I thought he made good decisions as far as what plays he put us in. And I honestly think that he read the coverages well. He looked at the right things, and he had a good feel for the game plan. So I thought Jim did a good job mixing it up with him, letting him be aggressive.
Defensively, off the top of your head, is how a complete effort is looked to be just from your standpoint on the sideline?
I don't know. It never seems like a complete effort. The score says that, but 177 yards rushing is never great for me. I know everybody will say, well, what were they averaging? But you know, it's a thrill a minute over there. They're one tackle, one play away from breaking things. It just never seems like you can do enough because they do a great job of running the quarterback, and they have more hats than you do. So I will say this, our effort was tremendous, and wrapping up in that quarterback was really good. We got sloppy there some in the second half.
How do you think Roquan played tonight?
Roquan played like Roquan. Really, I mean, yeah, hard, physical. The guy practices that way, and he keys things well. You know, I think Coach Schumann does a tremendous job with Roquan. He and Roquan have a good relationship, and Roquan loves the game, guys. This kid, he lives for moments like that.
If you were going to, I know you haven't watched the film yet, but if you're going to give a game ball to a unit or player, who would it be? Man,
that's tough. Well, in honor of Anthony Dash, I think I would give it to the offensive line. Didn't that you that asked me that the other day? No. I'll take that back. Retract this statement. In honor of Mark Wise. Not that we play a perfect game. Not that we play. I mean, we got a lot of improvement to do. But that is the oft-criticized group. You know what I mean? And they played hard. They played physical. You know. And to be honest, we watched the LSU tape. LSU will tell you, they left a lot of plays out there. LSU regretted some of the things they did. I think that we felt like we could run the ball. But week to week, that's going to be a challenge. We got to continue to improve in that area.
What's your description of the rhythm of the defense, especially tonight?
Rhythm of the defense? I thought they played hard. I mean, I don't know about any rhythm. I don't know how many 3 and outs we had. I thought that they got some drives going. We bowed our neck. We had a big red area stop. I thought that helped in the first half to hold them to 3 there. I tell you, they're tough to defend now. They're going to give people problems. They're not easy to defend. But the defense continues to play hard, and as long as they don't start believing everything that y'all say about them, they'll be okay.
What do you know about Solomon? What you said about the offense the other day, you talked about wanting more interceptions. How about for those guys to answer that call tonight?
Yeah, well, I think that's when they come in bunches, like we always say, tips and overthrows. We want to get all those we can get, and they come in bunches. I think when you get people behind the sticks and behind in the game, it's a lot easier to play aggressive. You know, the teams I've had that have had the most interceptions, they always had a lead. So it helps to have a lead and not be in a tight game to get some. The biggest difference is we call them. You know, a kid that I thought really played well tonight, I don't usually say, was DeAndre Baker. And you think about that wideout, for them, he's a good player. He's a very good player, strong hands, physical guy. And Baker did a nice job on him.
What do you know about Solomon Kinley at this point? I know
sprained ankle, same way it was. Don't know how serious it was. It is. X-rays are negative. So he'll be back.
Hey, Nick Chubb's going. I'm sorry. Nick Chubb's going back to Knoxville for the first time. I know you weren't here when he hurt his knee, but that's been a long time coming for him. How do you think he's doing, you know, at this point?
Nick's
in
not worried
tonight.
about that. I really don't. Nick's not the kind of kid that worries or thinks about that. Nick will be out there ready to go Monday, ripping and snorting, running the ball. He blocked well tonight on 2 or 3 plays that sprung swift. I mean, Nick's not a guy that I really don't think he gets into that. Nick's kind of into toting the rock and punishing people, and that's what he was thinking about.
Kirby, has it taken all along to use as many bats as you did early in the first, second quarter? You're getting 4 guys in there. Does that help in leaving the game?
I think it helps. I mean, we had some, all week where we weren't sure who was going to play, so we weren't going to go in the game and not play those guys who practiced. We put a premium here on practice. If you practice, then you feel like you're valuable enough to go play. And those guys kind of did it by committee. It wasn't by design, but it just happened that way because of practice.
Lorenzo said back there, and even Otta said the same, that practices are so difficult at the games. He said that y'all couldn't put them in really bad positions, I guess you could say, difficult positions during practice in the game.
I would disagree with that, but I mean, I'm also the coach. Those practices that I'm out there doing are the same ones I did for the last 11 years. So it's not different to me. I mean, it's just practice.
Difficult.
Right. Well, it's not difficult to me. It's the same one we've done for 11 years, and nobody ever said it was difficult. So, I mean, to me, those kids are starting to buy in and realize that practice is important, and it does affect the way you play.
Does that go for
Kirby team averaged about 47 points a game. Defensive players in there seem to be really taking pride to hold it without a touchdown. That's pretty big.
The twos, yeah, I thought, I mean, we always got to debate. Are you playing for stats? Some teams, and I watch them every Saturday, leave their guys starters in up 30 and 40. That's really not what we're about. We're trying to develop a team. We have young players who can play good. We have young players who are going to play next year. So had they scored there, would I've had a bad taste in my mouth? Yeah. But I'm proud of those guys for bowing their neck and going there and making some plays. I'm really proud for Monty Rice, who lost a family member this week, and he goes out there and makes a big stop in the game.
Jake, his last touchdown to Nona, he had a guy bearing down on him, and he held it and made the throw. Is that the kind of play he could have made 4 weeks ago, or does that show his development?
I think he could have. I mean, I'd like to credit on development, but I don't think Jake Fromm's worried about somebody barreling down on him. He's a tough kid, physical kid. I think he can make those plays. He's going to have to in this league because that's what this league's about. They're going to have people. They have pass rushers in this league.
What do you feel thoughts about Dominic passing you for career interceptions?
Proud of Dominic. It took him a long time.
How do you feel about the balance? How do you feel about the balance tonight? I mean, I don't. You're not going to get any more balance than you were with 203 and 201.
Yeah, you could get a little more balance. They did a good job mixing it up. I thought they had them off balance. You know, seeing Todd after the game, it was probably tough on him because it was hit or miss. You know, we hit some calls against right calls for him, and it was tough. So we mixed it up good, and I think when the quarterback's throwing the ball and completing passes, I think that makes it easier. But look, guys, I know every one of y'all wants to write how great this was and how good it was. We still got drop balls, we still got missed blocks, we still got missed tackles, we still got a lot of room for improvement. We got a team that's got to go on the road this week, just like Mississippi State had to this week after a big win.
How much of the offensive success tonight do you put on the game called by Jim or the fact that Jake is down 4 games in?
Well, so I don't give credit to anybody. It's a team effort. I mean, you could say it's Jim, you could say it's Jake, you say it's O-line, receivers. I mean, it's a total team effort. I thought the game plan was very clear, very concise, understood what we wanted to do. But what makes a game plan work is the people out there doing it. You know, the first couple runs where we got 4 and 5 yards, we were like, hey, this is what we thought we could do. Let's go do it. Let's stay aggressive. And I thought Jim did a good job calling the game.
Could Easton have played tonight if you needed him?
He could not have played tonight. He wasn't technically cleared.
Coach, in regards to Nate Chubb and that wild ball formation and the touchdown run that he had, I mean, what kind of led to that hole being open there? And I mean, how does that sort of play kind of set a read? It's all balance.
Yeah, I think that play, if everybody goes back and watches it, I keep telling y'all, nobody gives the guy credit. Number 2, Jason Stanley takes a guy and ear holes him and knocks him 5 yards the other way. And nobody gives Jason Stanley credit, but Jason Stanley had a big time block on that play. Isaiah Wynn did, and it was just like we practiced. It was creased. And that was a design play by Jim, who said he thought it would work, and he had a good play call there. It was really aggressive, and good call, good design, and good execution. When you get all 3 of those, you got a chance.
Coach, the players said that you sort of mentioned that Dom had tied you in interceptions in the locker room after the game. Why did you feel the need to do that? Why did you want to do that?
Because I try to give all the guys an award or accolade after the game, and I felt it was valuable to him and Dom's confidence. He's a kid that thrives on the interceptions, and he's been a great leader. You know, every game we've had, Dom has been willing to stand up and speak to the team. Wanted to give him some recognition, which I thought was great. Had nothing to do with me, I promise you that.
Where did you get that idea, Coach? Where did you to give each one of the players the accolade or the award? Where did that come from?
That just comes from those guys doing hard work. I mean, I've been around it before where you got to give credit to the guys who work hard and play well. And Rodrigo and Cam, again, just continue to be very consistent. And we talk about each guy in there in the locker room afterwards.
Was there a coach you learned that from, though? Like, that you
No.
emulate?
Are you asking, did Nick ever do that?
You played for other coaches. I mean,
I really don't remember anybody ever doing that.
Something you started?
Well, I didn't invent it. I mean, people have been doing that for years. It's hard to do that because you got to be careful. You don't know what really happens sometimes. Sometimes you can be saying something and not be right.
Yeah.
Kirby, you mentioned Jim with play calling. How about as a quarterback's coach dealing with starting freshman quarterback 2 years in a row? How does he handle that, you know?
Like a champ. He ain't complained to me. I complain to my wife all the time about it, but it doesn't do any good. You know what I mean? There's nothing you can do about it but go with it. Bottom line is that's why you recruit. I mean, you recruit to go find players because you want to have the best players. They do the same thing at every level. I mean, same thing in y'all's business, right? I mean, you're constantly trying to find the best, and that's what we're trying to do. So we want to play the best, and luckily we were able to get this kid to come in here because where would we be without him, you know?
Kirby, the expectations for Georgia are going to be that much higher, so what do you do to try to temper that?
We have difficult practices. You don't temper that. You just got to do a good job managing your team. And if you have a mature team, they handle things like that well. It does concern me because I worry about those guys reading it and believing it, you know. But I was around a guy for 10 years that did a good job managing it.
Kirby, has Isaac Nada improved his practice habits, and was that reflected in his play tonight?
No comment. Isaac continues to improve. We'll keep working with Isaac, and he'll keep doing the things he's got to do. I'm glad that he was able to make the play that he made.
What did you think of that whole scenario if Bellamy gets, if that targeting stands up, you got an issue next week?
Yeah, not much I can do. It goes out of my hands, and it's hard because, you know, LSU had like 2 like that, maybe 3, and, you know, it's frustrating because you can't coach a player. I mean, I really don't think Davin had the intent of doing that. What do? Take off the aggression of the defensive player rushing the passer? Can't do that. We had talked all week about the D word, discipline, 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 because we thought it cost LSU. We showed the players 2 or 3 interviews of LSU players talking about discipline after the game. They didn't think they had it, and it cost them. So we showed them that, and to have that happen, I was really concerned, but good thing, I guess they made the right call. I never saw the replay, but it sounds like it wasn't.
Last question. Replay that Swift caught the ball, the stadium seems like his knee was down, the replay to see on the screen, but I guess.
Yeah, those guys know what they're doing. I mean, they look at it, they're not trying to cheat. I mean, those guys look at it, they review it, see what, they make the call. Appreciate it, guys.